Hi, Brandon Artisan for Champion Strategies with our ongoing public speaking workshop, giving you an opportunity to peruse through the website and hopefully find some content or a YouTube that you can take and you have the discipline of working on your own. We're going to talk about upping your public speaking game. There are many experts who look at this charismatic verbal tactic, public speaking, and in their research, they discovered that when executives use verbal tactics, their leadership ratings rose a whopping 60%. So, when presenting, you should incorporate these charismatic verbal tracks. Use metaphors, smiles, analogies. Metaphors are like many stories. You use something that someone understands to a new idea or a concept. I love metaphors. I think that they're the most powerful way to get your idea across. For example, I teach people how to read micro expressions and liken the ability to decode the face watching life of a high definition TV. Now, all of a sudden, you see things that you didn't notice before. So, in other words, I turn the skill of decoding facial expressions into a metaphor with a connection to the HD TV. So, let me tell you, whatever I use this metaphor with live audiences, people either abruptly will say, oh, nod their head yes, as if they are just clicking in for the first time. Now, that's the power of a good metaphor. Also, how about a three-part list? Whenever you're speaking in public, you have to keep in mind your audience's capacity for remembering information is not going to be all that strong at first unless they're recording it themselves. Breaking down your message and making it an audible takeaway into three parts makes it a lot easier for people to understand, remember, and act on the goals or those take home points that you want them to do. It also can organize your speech into three main ideas, even if it is an impromptu message in front of a team. It will help people remember what you are saying. Don't forget about good things when it comes to rhetorical questions. A rhetorical question is a question you ask for the audience for dramatic effect to make a point instead of expecting a response. Something like, do you know how this tip can work for you? Or how many of you have felt the man in the story? You don't need people actually to raise their hands, although they might. The reason that they're doing this is because the power of persuasion, of engagement mentally kicks into play, and they usually respond to the person who's in the front of the room. Always remember to speak powerfully. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. But be sure that whatever verbal tactics you are using, you're doing it with power. Power is the key to everything that you express out. I would advise going back and looking at some of our former leaders. One I liked is President Franklin Roosevelt addressing Congress in 1941. Very powerful speech because we had just been bombed by the Japanese and he needed them to declare war. And if you remember in that speech, he said, freedom from fear, which translated into world terms means a worldwide production of armaments to such a point. Now, if you continue to go on with that, he ends it by saying there's nothing to fear but fear itself. So, the power of how you deliver a speech can always be rememberable and a take home point for that person in the audience. Don't apologize, never beg. It's a big mistake. We know that you're nervous. Many speakers are. But by apologizing or looking for support or sympathy, it just diminishes you on the status of what they came here to see, you and your message. So why apologize? You need to be sure to research all of your points so you feel confident about the information you're about to share. In fact, some of the best speakers are controversial. That's a good thing. You want to get rid of what you feel is one side that you can't understand. So here's a speaker who uses a different tactic, and you can see a whole picture. See, the thing about being in front of the room, you're in control of that room. How you want to dictate that audience to be involved or what you want them to take home and actually implement. It's up to you, the speaker. Once again, Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, with our ongoing series of public speaking. As always, imparting, you go out